Hello, my friends. When you make videos on a regular basis, on an ongoing time frame, it's not so much that you just run out of stuff to talk about, but you become a bit more picky about what you're willing to talk about. Because in a way, you're always trying to outdo yourself from the previous video. And this type of competition and even internal criticism is really not probably the most productive way to go. And so I'm always having to remind myself, just go with it. Whatever I feel like I need to do that day, whatever I need to talk about or show, then that must be the right thing. It's okay. And so I just want to encourage people that want to make videos, because I get a lot of people who ask, how did you get started and how do you get content? How do you get ideas? A lot of time it's just doing the things that I like and pulling from that different thoughts and philosophies and just trying to figure out what do I want to share with others. Because some people watch my videos and they don't connect with it. And then other people do. And that's okay, because not every video I make can connect with everybody. But you'd be surprised there's some videos that I didn't even really connect with that much, but other people have. And so I try to just go with it. My goal kind of for a while now is just to do videos that I want to talk about. Even though I look back and I'm like, that's cool, but now I'm not in that same mind frame, that's fine, because we're always changing. We're very dynamic type of creatures. So in this video, I'm just want to talk about a few of the habits or my schedule, just to kind of maybe share what I do. Everybody has their own lifestyle and their own ways of doing things, but routines are kind of interesting. So what happens is when I wake up, and lately I've been kind of going to bed pretty late. I've been trying to fix that, but I just get so many more messages at night than during the day. And I kind of like to be one of those people who respond back within a pretty fast time period. I don't like to be the person that waits a day or two. But what I see here is that I kind of go to bed a little bit later and I get up a little bit later because of that. Now, there's a lot of times I only get 5 or 6 hours of sleep, and I just don't do that great on that time period. I do a lot better with 7 or 8 hours. But with that being said, when I do get up, I typically grab my phone, which isn't the best thing to do, really. I've been trying to break this habit and seeing what I missed, because typically there's anywhere from 10 to 20 video recommendations that people have posted since I was sleeping. There's probably anywhere from 10 to 30 messages from you guys and so forth. And so I'll do that and then check my emails and basically surf for just a few minutes, and then I'll pull out some books. I typically have 2 books that I read at the same time. And they're on totally different subject matters. So it just keeps things really creative. And every day, and this is kind of the main point of this video, every day I make a real concerted effort to learn 1 or 2 new things, or just at least to entertain something fresh in my mind. And so I just invite you maybe to try that. I know that we probably, at least most of us, do that on some level within hobbies and things, but I pick a book, and sometimes I do it on purpose. Books that I think that are maybe just not so interesting or too complicated maybe, and I just get into it. And you'd be surprised, after a few pages, you can get into a lot of things that you just didn't think you could connect with. So you got to give things, a little bit of a cushion. You got to give things a warm-up period. But I try to learn something new every day, literally. And if I go at the end of the day and I'm getting ready to go to bed and I feel like I haven't learned anything or I have no new insights on life, I will stop everything and look into that. I'll start surfing the web and just start finding things, which is really easy to do. Just find new knowledge. And I think it's a healthy thing to keep our minds filled with new ideas. And it really allows us to have more options and, to grow into. So creativity shouldn't be underestimated at all. And so, yeah, I'm just sitting here at the old campsite. You can see the little fire pit here, and there's like a remaining wall. I took this right flank wall out, and of course above me is the lean-to tarp shelter, and so yeah, so it's all coming together, and it's still useful. It's just a nice place just to kind of sit and veg and think and read and talk on the camera. And so that's kind of like what I wanted to share today, to stay active, to exercise. And that's what I do typically after I read. And sometimes I read both books back to back. Not always. Sometimes I just keep one in reserve until later in the day. But after that, I clean up. I may eat something. Typically, I do a lot of intermittent fasting, as you guys know. And so I'll go anywhere from 12 to 16 hours, a day without eating, which really isn't that bad because like 7 to 8 hours of that is me sleeping. And it's not as bad as it sounds. But when I do break my fast, I have a small to medium-sized meal, and then I'll have another one before I stop eating and going back into my fast. And I'd say like 5 days a week, at least 5 or 6 days a week, I do intermittent fasting that ranges between 12 to 16 hours that I just take a break from eating. And by no means am I starving or nothing. In fact, it's amazing how your body adapts to everything. And so, it's different if I was into heavy like labor type of like manual labor type of work. This might be a little more difficult, and I will give that for those people who have commented in that regard. Yeah, I mean, if you're a construction worker and you need 5,000 or 6,000 calories minimum to get through your day, by all means, intermittent fasting may not be exactly the best for you. You may be able to get away with like 10 to 12 hours in between, your meals, but and that may not be the worst thing, but it just depends on your body. And so with that, hey, you guys be safe and enjoy the outside. The outdoors is awesome, especially around summertime. We're having a period of time right now that it's a cool down where I live. And this goes on for a few weeks, and then it gets warm again. And about every year it seems like this happens. There's like this early heat wave, like an early summer heat, and then it cools down. And then where I live, the heat kind of hits in the most intense part of the summer at the end. And then early fall tends to be a bit warm, comparatively speaking. And then it starts to cool down, obviously, before winter. But every place is different, I mean, I get a lot of messages from people in completely different parts of the world and even of the U.S. that I live in. And it's almost like a foreign concept, their weather. And you're just like, wow, I couldn't imagine places that cold or that hot or that windy or that rainy, and just like, wow, and everybody has their unique stuff going on too, forest fires. Some people have the threat of, tornadoes or earthquakes all the time. And you're just like, wow, I'm just not sure if I would like that or whatever. And so, hey, thanks again for all the messages and for supporting me in this channel, this venture, just to kind of to have this as a hobby and to be able to have this platform to share just thoughts in general. There's probably nothing earth-shattering on this channel that, maybe that is for you, but for most people, you're not going to get on this channel and go, wow, I found the answer to life. And but you could actually improve the quality of your life by staying alert and trying to learn new things on a daily basis. And if anything, maybe this channel is at least on some level attempting to do that on a regular basis to stay active and to be aware that we have so much to learn and so much to create. So go out there and create. Catch you later.